Hello there, what's up everyone? So today we will be making this ghost and the scene, and then we will animate this, so stay tuned for it. There we go. So what I'm gonna do now is, first of all, I will turn on the screencast keys for you so that you will be able to see what keys I'm pressing. Okay, it works. Now let's create it. Let's create the ghost and the scene. The first thing we will create is the scene. So to create the scene, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this default cube right here. I will press S and increase its scale a little bit. There we go. Or maybe I'll make it a much more bigger than this. S and yep. And now what I'm gonna do is I will scale it on the y-axis right here. So in order to scale in the y-axis, press S and then press Y. And now it shall automatically scale on the y-axis. There we go. So this cube will be our scene. We will add nebulas into it. So in order to create it, first I will switch into the render view and I'll duplicate some more lights. Press Shift plus D to duplicate the light, and now I will press Shift plus R to repeat my duplication. Okay, this will work for now. Now I will jump to the shading tab right here. Let me adjust the windows for you so that you can see my screen more clearly. Oh, the screen. Never mind, so let's create this cube into our scene. So first of all, what I'm gonna do now is delete this principled BSDF by pressing X, and now I will add volume scatter, principled volume. There we go. What I'm gonna do now is connect this volume to the volume. So the basic idea is that we are gonna create nebulas. As we can see, we have some mist here now in the cube, in the shape of cube. So I will decrease its density by 0.02 maybe. Yep, that will work. And now what I'm gonna do is I will add some more nodes to it. I will add a color ramp first. COLOR color ramp. Here we go. We'll connect color to the color. And now I will add a noise texture. We'll connect the color to the factor of the color ramp. Let's see now. Just a second, let me adjust this lights right here. Yep, it looks good. So what we are gonna do now is add some colors to it. Now we will play with color ramp right here. I'm gonna invert this. I'm gonna put this black bar on the right and the left, and the white on the left. Now we are getting some result here, which is good. And if in case you're not seeing anything right here, then go here into the render properties and make sure that your oh wait, what? Not this. And make sure that your volumetric lighting is on. If it's off, then it will look somewhat like this. It must be turned on. Okay, back to the tutorial part. So I will change the black color to somewhat like pink. pink or maybe purple. Let's keep it purple. Wait, it's pink, right? And now I'll add some more sliders to it by clicking on this plus icon. I'll change this color, this sliders color, the new sliders color, to red maybe, or maybe to the dark blue. Yep, dark blue looks good. And I'll change the purple to somewhat light pink. Wow, it looks good. It looks great. We'll add some more colors to it. It depends on you, by the way. You can add whatever color that you want in the scene. Wow, for this scene it looks perfect, and I will stick to this. You can play with the scale settings of the noise texture. And now what I'm gonna do is I will add mapping node to it. So to add the mapping node to it, click on the noise texture and press Ctrl plus T. But for that you must make sure that your Node Wrangler add-on is turned on. To turn on the Node Wrangler add-on, all you have to do is go to the files, go to the edit, go to preferences, and here type Node Wrangler. Yep, there we go. And to turn on the add-on, all you have to do is tick here, check the checkbox here, and yep, click apply. And just go to the noise texture and then press Ctrl plus T, and then you will have this node here, node setup right here, mapping and texture coordinate. So we don't need these two nodes right now, but we will need this in a little time. To animate our nebula, we will be using the mapping node right here. And as we can see, our scene is ready. Now let's create the ghost. So now the first thing I will do is clean up my viewport a little bit so that we can work on the ghost. So I'll select my nebula and press H to hide it. There we go. Now we have some neat viewport here. Now what I will do is press Shift plus A. What we are gonna do now is we are gonna make the base structure of our ghost. So I'll create a UV sphere. There we go. And we'll leave the setting to default right here. We'll scale it down a little bit. So this part right here will be the head of our ghost. This will act as a head of the ghost. And now we need to make hand. So to make the hand, what I'm gonna do is I'll just duplicate this sphere and move it a little bit forward. We'll make it a little bit on the left side. I'll switch to the front view. To switch on the front view, you can press the console key and select front. So this sphere right here is the hand of our ghost, and I will duplicate it and place it roughly on the right side. Yep, that looks cool. Now to what we are going to do now is we are going to create a plane. Shift plus A, mesh. We will create a plane. There we go. I will increase its scale by a little, maybe this much. Okay, this will work. We'll place the plane on the top of it. Now what we have to do is subdivide the plane. So what I'm gonna do now is gonna right click and select subdivide, and from here we can increase the number of cuts. I'll type 50. Yep, that will work. or maybe 60. So the more the geometry we have on the plane, the more good our cloth will look. So now I'll select my sphere and go into the physics properties, and we'll click on the collision, and the same I will do for the rest of the spheres. So once it's done, I can select my plane and can click on the cloth. We'll scroll down a little, and there's a shape, sorry, not shape, but the collisions, and we'll check self collision. And now I will hit play. Let's see what happens. As we can see here, our cloth simulation is working perfectly, but the thing is that our plane is very low poly and we can see geometry. So to fix that thing, what I'm gonna do is I will go to the modifiers tab and add a subdivision surface modifier, and we'll set the level sweeper to 2. Now let's see how it looks. It looks beautiful. So now if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that there are some geometries, the cubes are still visible. So to fix that, just right click on it and select shade smooth. There we go. Now it looks like a cloth to me completely. Now what else can we do is we can move the hands a little bit down by pressing G and Z. Now I will go to the right view by pressing Ctrl and selecting right. I will move these hands a little bit more forward and will increase the scale of the head, and will place it a little bit backward from the hand. Yep, and now I will go to the front view, and now I will readjust the hand a little bit, the left to more left, the right to more right. Now let's see what happens. Okay, it looks cool. Our cloth simulation is working. So what we have seen in the video, that the ghosts have 2 eyes. So now we have to create those eyes, and to create the eyes, it's quite a simple thing. What you have to do is jump to the frame 0 or 1 so that our cloth stays up, and we can even hide it by pressing H. Okay, so I will jump to the front view right here. We'll select my sphere, we'll right click on it and click on subdivide. Okay, and once it's subdivided, what I will do is roughly select some faces from here. We'll switch on the face mode. To switch on the face mode, you have to press number 3 on the keyboard. If you press number 1, you will have vertex select mode. If you press 2, you will have edge select mode. If you press 3, you will have face select mode. So what we have to do is we have to stay in the face select mode, and I will select some faces from here and roughly from here. We'll make it quite bigger, maybe this much. So to select faces like this, all you have to do is press C, and now you can select the faces by pressing and holding left mouse click. And if you want to deselect them, all you have to do is press middle mouse button and go over it again. Okay, that looks roughly in the center. So okay, and now what I will do is press my right click and go to the loop tools and select circle. And by the way, if you don't have the option of loop tools enable, you have to enable it from the add-ons by going into the edit tab and then go into preferences and then type loop. There we go. All you have to do is just click here and it will automatically enable the add-on. And then when you will right click, you will have this option called loop tools. So let me show you again. All you have to do is select the faces, right click, go to the loop tools, select circle, and then you will have a shape of a circle here. So what I'm gonna do now here, I will go into the material tab. So first I will add a material to the entire sphere. So new. Now the entire sphere have a material. If we will go into the render mode, you can see the material right here. Okay, but what we have to do is we have to select these faces right inside the eyes. Once it's selected, we are gonna click on the add material slot, click on new. We'll assign this faces to this material, and then we will go right here to the surface and select emission, and we'll make it yellow. I want to make it yellow. You can make it in any other color as you want. Now I will increase its strength by 5000 maybe, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna enable the bloom from the render properties, and will enable screen space reflection and the ambient occlusion. There we go. And now I will shade this mood. So there we have the eyes of our ghost. But first thing first, if we play our cloth simulation, my bad, the cloth is hidden right now. So to unhide the cloth, I can press Alt plus H. Oh, the Nibilia is back. So I will hide it again by pressing H. And let's play the cloth simulation. So the thing is that we have created eyes for this ghost, but we can't see it because there is cloth on above it. So what we are gonna do now is gonna create a new material for the cloth itself. We'll click on new and then click on surface. We'll change it to, oh no, sorry, my bad. So what I will do now is go down and select the blend mode to alpha hashed, and now what all I have to do is decrease the alpha by a little bit, maybe 0. Or maybe 0.9, 0.95 maybe. Yep, that will work too. And as we can see, we have the eyes of the ghost here. To make the eyes more glow, all we can do is that we can increase the strength of it. I'll increase it by 20, and the bloom is on. Yep, it is. So what I will do, I will increase the alpha a little bit by more of the cloth. So currently it's 0.950. I'll do it 0.9 and increase the strength of the light by 40, or maybe by 90. Yep, now we can see the bloom effect right there. So this is our ghost. Now all we have to do is animation. Now first of all, to animate, all you have the first thing we have to do is set up the camera. So first I will click on the camera, and then I will press N to bring this toolbar here. I will go on the item, transform, will press will keep my mouse cursor here, and then I will press backspace. What this will do is it will turn all the values to 0, and same thing to the rotation. Now what I will do is I will press R and X, and then I will press 90. What this has done is that it has rotated the camera to the 90 degrees. Okay, so we have a straight camera right here. To go into the camera view, you can press Ctrl key, which is below your escape key, and select view camera. Yep, it looks good. So now let's unhide the nebula by pressing Alt plus H. There we go. The first thing I will do right here is I will jump to the frame 0 so that I can see the sphere, and I will hide the nebula for a little time. Now I'll jump to the solid view so it's easier to see the difference. But now what I have to do is I will select these two sphere by pressing left click, and then I will press and hold left shift, and then select this, and then select this. Now I will press Alt plus P. So sorry, not Alt plus P, Control plus P, and we'll select set parent to object with default transformation. That means it will not change the transform of our child object. Now if we move this object right here, the hands move with the head, and that's what we want right here, right? So let's unhide the nebula by pressing Alt plus H. Now I will jump into the render view to have a precise idea, and what I'm gonna do now is first thing, I'll hide it again so that I could select my all of the lights, and once I have selected all of the lights, I will press Shift plus D to duplicate them, and press Shift plus D, and then press G, then Y. Now it have logged itself to the Y axis. Now all I have to do is just place this roughly right behind this lights. And now I'll press Alt plus H to unhide the nebula finally. So oh, never mind. I'm quite sleepy right now, so just forgive me. What I'm gonna do now is I will select the head of the ghost and the cloth itself. Will press G, and then I will press Y. Will bring it backwards. G and Y will bring it more backwards. We'll press Ctrl key and select right. Sorry, Ctrl key and select left. I think it was right, yeah, right. I will select the camera. I will press G and Y. We'll place the camera right here. Press the Ctrl key, and then I will jump to the camera. Now there's our ghost. So what we want is that the ghost right here will be somewhat far away from the camera, and then it will move towards the camera. So for that we have to place this a little bit more far than the camera. Press G and Y. Sorry, I have by mistakenly pressed H, so it's hidden now. So press G and press Y. Bring it backwards. Jump to the camera view. Okay, it looks good. What else we can do is we can bring the camera back. Okay, so time to jump to the simulation thing. Now I will select the cloth and then go to the simulation properties right here. We'll check the quality to 3, quality steps to 7. The higher the quality steps, the more good simulation you get. Okay, so the first thing that I will do now is I will animate the nebula. You remembered, first I will jump to the shading tab, and then You guys remember that we created these two nodes, mapping and texture coordinates? We are going to use them now. So right here, what I will do is I will keep my mouse cursor here and drag it upwards, and now I have a new screen. I will go right here and select this to timeline. Now we have timeline in the shading tab. So to animate the nebula, all we have to do is first select the nebula, obviously, and then we will select the mapping node, because if we don't select the mapping node, then we will not be able to see our keyframes. So we have to select the mapping node, and then there is a location right here, and we are gonna animate the Y location of it, since the Y axis is the axis that the nebula is facing towards. So if we animate it to the Y axis, you can see the nebula is moving right now, but it will be more smoother when it's animated. So to animate it, what we are gonna do now is keep our cursor on the Y axis of the location, right click, insert keyframes, and then we will jump to the end frame, which is 250. We'll right click, and then we will jump to the frame 250, and then what we are going to do is change the value of the Y to 2 maybe, or 3. It depends on how different animation you want. So in my case, I will keep it to 2, and press right click and select insert keyframes. Now we have 2 keyframes here. If you drag this, you will see that our nebula is moving. That's what we want. It looks so cool. So now what I'm gonna do is I will jump back to the mapping node. Okay, where are my keyframes? Oh, I haven't selected a nebula. So here are our 2 added keyframes for the nebula of the Y location. What I'm gonna do now is gonna select this both and right click. We'll switch the interpolation mode to linear. What it will do is it will keep the animation constant. It won't change its speed, and that's what we want. At least and that's what we want here. At least that's what I want here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna animate this thing right here. I will animate it from the frame 20 or so. Frame 20. Okay, just a minute. We'll place the cloth near to it. Yep, the cloth is near to its head. And now let's see at what frame our cloth completely drops on our ghost base body. So at frame 30 we have our cloth placed on our base mesh of the ghost. So what I'm gonna do now is start the animation from the frame 30. Yep. So now what will happen? Our animation will start from the frame 30, and we will have our cloth already placed on our base mesh from the start of our animation. Now I will place the keyframe on the frame 30. Sorry, my bad. To place the I'm in so much sleep right now. So to place the keyframe, you have to press I on your keyboard and then select location and rotation. You can also press I and then right click on it and then add this to the quick favorite. And then if you press Q, you will have a shortcut option right here. I'm so sorry, I forgot that to explain. So once we have our keyframe on frame 30, I'm gonna jump forward, maybe on frame 250, and we'll bring this to right here. We'll press location and rotation. Okay, so as we can see here, our cloth simulation is working like a charm. Holy shit, the hands are out of the cloth right now. So this is because our base body of the ghost is moving too fast. So to fix that thing, we can reduce the distance. For example, the distance right now is here. So what we can do is reduce the distance to maybe here. Then press I on the keyboard, and then I will select location and rotation again. So now the location, the max distance the base mesh will travel will be this. Let's play the simulation again. Yep, our ghost looks cool. It looks awesome. So now let's jump back to the simulation. Now what we have to do that is we have to select our cloth. I will switch to the right side view and place the cloth a little bit forward. Sorry. Oh, my proportional editing tool was turned on, my bad. We'll press G and Y. We'll place the cloth a little bit forward to the hands, and yep, there we go. So now let's go back to the simulation. We will select our cloth. We'll jump on the physics properties tab, and now we'll go to the cache and we'll click on bake. And my simulation is baked. So let's see how it looks from the camera view. The simulation looks perfect. It looks awesome. Here the ghost is coming and Nebula is moving. So for the thing here is that if you will play your animation, you can't really see the nebula moving. But when you will scroll your timeline by pressing left click, hold it and just drag it, you can see that the nebula is moving. Okay, once you will render your animation, you can see the animation, you can see the nebula moving in the animation, but in the EV there is some issue with the volumetrics, so it's unable to. If I play the animation, we can't really see the nebula moving, but it is moving. So to render the animation, all you have to do is go here to the render properties, then select your render samples. This is a sample. The more the sample, the better result you get. It's not exactly the better result, but the less noise you will get and more accurate colors you will get. So I'll increase the sample of mine to somewhat 200. Sorry, yep, 200. And then I will go to the output properties. We'll select the file format to FFmpeg video. We'll go to the encoding and change the container to QuickTime, and the output, I will set my output of the file where I want to save my animation to here, and to render the animation now, all you have to do is go to the render and click render the animation. The shortcut for this is Ctrl plus F12. Now let's render the animation. Oh, just wait a second. Before rendering the animation, we can fix a thing here which will make our render look more cool and beautiful. The thing here is that we have to go to the world properties and we'll set the value of the strength to 0. And now we have more dark colors right here. And still, if you want to change the color or the look of it, the final look of it, you can go to the render properties tab and then select color management, check use curve, select the drop down icon, and then this is CRGB, red, green, blue. So you can adjust the color curve as you want. Oh, it have turned blue. Let's increase the red. So the concept is that you can play with colors right here. And now let's render the animation. Thank you guys for watching my tutorial video, and I'm not good in making tutorial videos, but I hope that this tutorial video might have helped you in some or another way. So thank you for coming into my channel and viewing this video. Bye bye.